everybody, so I am Mana, and all I'll be doing today is to be running up to people and asking them about the thing that impacted their lives the most. Let's take you along my journey.
Hello everyone, my name is Lena and I'm going to share with you one idea that really impacted the way I live my life. So I came upon the idea of minimalism around 2 months ago, and lots of people might think that minimalism is actually about having less stuff, but it's actually about having more. It's about decluttering your life to have more time, more energy, more focus, and more time to follow your passion, more time to improve yourself intellectually and emotionally from the inside. So I realized that the true economies are not the ones based on money, but they are ones based on relationships and knowledge, because what really matters at the end are not things at all.
Before I started training, I was very dependent on people and I was very lazy and couldn't do anything. After I started my training, it transitioned into me being more independent and doing more stuff in school.
Reading has always been a huge part of my life, especially my teenage years. It's what solidifies me, keeps me going, keeps me smiling in a way, except my friends and family. But it's part of what gives me hope for the next day.
When I came first time in Qatar, the life is a bit different, the people is changed, different, but slowly I adopt the things, and it's now slowly adopt the changes, adopt the culture, so it's easy for me.
Biggest impact in my life is my art, but they really loved my art and they encouraged me to do more, so I do more. And then I started making TV series as like comics, so that in my future I would see that my drawings would turn into a TV series as I become an actor, and that is how I got my strength.
So the people who inspired me are my parents. They had the biggest impact on me because they changed me to the better person that I am.
Assalamu alaikum. Just want to say that what really impacted my life is really the deception that I have been faced into in my professional and family life. And it just made me stronger and changed my perception for life, and pushed me to do better and avoid any other mistake whatever I've been through on the previous one. Thank you very much.
Islam has impacted my life more than anything else, alhamdulillah.
One thing that has made a huge impact in my life was probably when I joined a dance group or a dance crew. Growing up, I was really shy and I get really intimidated by everything really easily. And so ever since, I didn't feel like I was accepted for who I was. So ever since I joined a dance group, I really enjoyed it and I really felt accepted. And yeah, they taught me a lot of things and I feel like they helped me go out of my shell a little bit. So yeah.
Okay. Hi, Shondell Pagano, Social Studies. So 2 people impacted my life. The first one was a counselor who back in high school, who told me that I was not college material and that I could never be successful in life. So that actually pushed me to prove him wrong. And then the second one was a professor in college who actually told me that I was way smarter than I thought, because even though I said I was going to prove that one teacher or counselor back in high school wrong, it still resonated with me, so I never thought I was good enough, really. But that professor in college said that I was good enough, and she was the one that put me in touch with a very prestigious private college, and they ended up offering me a full scholarship, and from then on I did my thing. So yeah, I proved that counselor, who's probably dead now, I proved him wrong. So there.
Hi, I'm Paola, and the thing that had the most impact on my life was almost losing my grandpa. Around 2 years ago, he had a heart attack, which was very tough. I am very close to my grandpa. We're very similar. He's a hero to me. He's a dad. He's just the most amazing person I've ever met and I've ever been with. He's just the coolest dude ever, and I can't even imagine a life without him. So this actually just opened my eyes and made me realize how little time we have with the persons around us, and that we should appreciate every single second that we have with all the persons that we love. So I tried to, kind of like appreciate those little moments with my mom, with my little brothers, with my with my friends even, because you never know when, life can take them away from you. So yeah.
Who impacted my life the most is my grandmother, who is just the most amazing person ever. She always tells me how I should be hardworking and not depend on anybody too much, and I hope to do that. My mother tells me these tales of how when my grandmother was young, she used to see these little kids on the streets and she used to help take care of them. She used to give them her food and she used to help nurse the little babies if there were any. And yeah, she's just very kind, and I hope to be like her.
So for me, the moment that had the most impact on my life and my personality as a whole was when I moved schools from a British school to here in MIS. That was starting grade 6. This is because when I was in that school, I was always, not to get braggy or anything, always at the top of the class, and most of the work that I was supposed to be doing in that school wasn't really a challenge for me. However, that all changed when I came here. Not only was it more challenging, it was more stressful, as the volume and the magnitude that the work we were given were astronomical proportions compared to that in my old school. So yeah, that encouraged me to be more open-minded, to be more open-minded, and to be vehement, to be persevering in everything that I do. It's now a common procedure for me to not really commit to a lackluster work, and if I want to get anything done, it should be of either top-notch quality or acceptable quality, but nothing below average. So that is one of the most impactful moments of my life.
Having a lot of openness and good life with the family. This is what I'm personally liking in Japan. So it's the culture and the society is very, very cooperative. So we love to be part of the society. Yeah, thank you.
What impacted my life was children. Yes, having kids, responsibilities, getting married, working. 10 years ago, this is the impact I had.
Is my uncle, because he influenced the person I've become. My personality is just like him. I grew up in the same house as him. He's closer to me in age, so we were kind of best friends growing up.
Hi, I'm Sarah, Lina, and this is my twin sister, Mikayla. First of all, what impacted us the most personally is moving to Qatar. Without us moving to Qatar, we wouldn't have many experiences, or we wouldn't have able to actually speak English this fluent. For example, without moving to Qatar and living in Indonesia, we can only speak one language, in Indonesian. And everywhere we go in Qatar, we always have to speak English. In school we speak English, at home we speak English. Yes, and Qatar really gives us lots of opportunities and lots of skills that we can use for the future, which impact us really greatly. And in a way that actually teach us and stays with us, because if we didn't move to Qatar, we wouldn't be able to make these friends, we wouldn't be able to join these competitions, go to actually a great school, and as my sister said, learn new languages. Second thing that impacted our lives is probably teachers, us, and our friends. Teachers don't stay with one subject every single day. Whether it's academic or just teaching you lifelong lessons, it will impact you. It will make you think. It will give you lifelong lessons. And without their support, you wouldn't be going to universities and colleges and actually work and be doing the same thing to other people you want to impact their lives on. So I think teachers, like starting from grade 3 to now I'm in year 7, I think all of my teachers have successfully impacted my life to the better. And the most important person who impacted us as we grow up is our parents. First of all, without our parents, we wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be born, we wouldn't be able to walk, we wouldn't be able to read, we wouldn't be able to speak. And they're the reason why we moved to Qatar. And our friends. Our friends, they give us so much moral support, and without our friends, we'll probably be lonely. So without our friends, we wouldn't be able to cope with problems. I mean, they're just a human diary for us. They also give us loads of moral support, and they give you a lot of hugs. Yeah, and it really impacts you, and in the future you think how lucky you are. So that just rounds us up and literally outlines what and who impacted our life the most for the better. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Treem, and today I'm going to tell you the most person that affected me in my life. Of course, it's my mother. She always helps me, and when I'm always mixed with my clothes, she helps me to pick out the best outfit, and everyone compliments it on me. Without her, I can't learn. 2, when you're confused in class, she helps you. And if you forgot to ask the teacher, your mom has a really kind soul. Other than your dad, but she does.
The person who has impacted my life would most likely be my mother. She has done so much to get me where I am right now. She's given up so many things for me to have a great life. She changed things, she took care of me. If I had bad days, she would always comfort me. Not only had she done that, but she had also inspired me to become a better person. I could not imagine life without her.
My life the most is my sister. She always told me to never give up and always persist on what I'm passionate about.
In my life the most was having the opportunity to learn various languages from all around the world. Language actually made me have a lot of friends from different cultures that I can't speak to them with my own language. It also made me more open to know what is going on in the world from different cultures. I'm proud to the seed inside my heart of having the love to learn more and more languages, of having the love to learn each and every single language in the world, so I can communicate with people from all around the world, understand their feelings, talk to them, make friends, and even know the news in different languages.
That impacted my life the most is knowing that everything is not as it seems on the surface. So I started realizing this because I was always kind of a naive child, But I started realizing this in 2018, kind of the beginning of it. This happened a lot with my friends, and I started to realize that not everyone can be feeling always one solid emotion, so that's just the way life goes. So yeah, that's it.
What impacted my life? Of course, I got the opportunity to come and see outside India what is happening, just to my own field, and it's a good opportunity for me to work with multinational people. And I was in Muscat for 4 years. Really, of course, Qatar. Okay, it gave me a wide exposure for me in terms of my life, my career. Of course, my confidence, exposure, everything has got improved. Really, I'm thankful for what I'm doing.
The one person who's impacted me the most is my mom, and she made a big difference. But actually, both my mom and my dad. My dad prioritized education. He provided us the best education, and my mom always wanted to see me become a doctor. So she wanted me to be a doctor in medicine, but I couldn't fulfill her wish. And so I decided that I should at least do a PhD and make her fulfill her wish. And that is the reason why I completed my PhD. And I felt really proud during my Viva when my parents felt that this was their expectation out of me, and I fulfilled it. So if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be who I am. So they made a difference to my life.
I remember that I was in 9th grade. I was a teenager, and suddenly a teacher entered to the classroom and said, "United States is under attack. They are destroying the Twin Towers." That was 9/11/2001, and that modified completely my intentions and my objectives in my life. I took the decision of studying something to understand and explain what was happening. That was the reason for studying politics, for studying history, and for being focused in Middle East, because of all the theories that they presented about this terrible event. Yes.
So what impacted my life the most is being named after my grandmother, because she died when my mom was pregnant with me, and being named after her was something amazing for me because I never got to know her, and I've heard a lot of stories about her and I've seen her pictures, and she seems like the most amazing, beautiful person ever, and I felt like I had to live up to that standard to her. So even though I never knew her, I never knew how she was, but I felt like she was my drive. You know, she always was behind me, pushing me, even though I never knew.
أثرت في حياتي. هي كانت حبي من طفولتي في السفر إلى جميع بلدان العالم وأتعرف على الجنسيات وأتعرف على الناس وثقافاتهم وإزاي أروح اللغات في كل بلد بتتكلم لغة شكل. وابتدى الموضوع ده حتى اتخرجت من الجامعة ورحت أول بلد عربي كانت السعودية وبعدين الأردن ولبنان وسوريا. محل تحول في حياتي. تعلمت من الغربة إني مهما جمعت من المال مسيرك لبلدك ومسيرك لمصر أو للوطن اللي أنت اتولدت فيه، ودي أثرت في حياتي جامد، وأتمنى الزمن يعود بيا تاني وألاقي أحبابي اللي أنا فقدتهم.
So the person that impacted me in my life was my mother, for bringing me to England and allowing me to just live my life, you know.
My shell a little bit. So yeah.